Yeah. I love reviews and I hate reviews. It's an extreme toxic relationship, if you can call it that. Cause I love when I see some eye-opening amazing reviews about something I used to hate especially. Even though I keep my opinion and I still hate it, I get the other person's opinion as well. It's an eye-opening as I call it. It shows you the other point of view that you couldn't see in the work. A game I hate till now, I think it's meh, The Last of Us 2, or some anime I hate like Evangelion, I clearly understand the point of view of people that love this piece of work. I still hate it, but because of those reviews, I now understand why people like it. But this is like 10% of reviews, because people do not explain anything, they just hate. There is a lot of hate in this world, I'm part of it, but anyways, why you hate the thing? Because I hate it. A lot of reviews, and I will say most of them are brain-rotted, like extremely dumb. That's why I usually don't believe them. I said usually because there is this one thing where I believed some people's opinion about it without even me watching it. Yeah, the internet told me that Dune is a bad movie.
Stop. This is a checkpoint.
But I will tell you why I went just straight away to hate the movie. It's because I don't like the actor. In fact, I don't like Zendaya too.
You what?
It's not like I don't like the person, it's just, you know that level when you get fed up with someone because he is just everywhere? That's exactly what they do. I just keep seeing them and seeing them till like I was like, get the hell out of my face, man. That what really made it unacceptable for me to watch it. I hate the actors. I don't know, I just like, get this movie out of my face. So I said no. Then Dune 2 released, and I still had the same idea as this movie is bad, since a lot of people are actually hating on it. It's just a cash grab on the amazing book that I never read, by the way, till I saw this edit.
Ladies and gentlemen of the Gallery Gourmet, my name is Paul Atreides, Duke of Arrakis.
And I was like, Ooh. This kinda cool. A whole year passed and I have no idea. Out of nowhere I was like, let me actually watch Dune. Let me actually like give my opinion straight by actually trying the product. So I did. And I indeed finished Dune 1 and that was spectacle.
Bro, am I still alive, bro? 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 Am I still alive, bro?
I will spoil, by the way. It's free spoil video. If you didn't watch Dune, go watch it. If you do not care, then I will spoil.
Am I still alive, bro? Am I still alive, bro? Am I still alive, bro? Am I still alive, bro?
This movie starts with explaining everything about this planet called Arrakis. This planet is the only source of spice. It's a powerful substance used for traveling, extending life in the waking physical abilities. Basically, it's the cocaine in Dune universe. Controlling the spice means that you controlling the universe, basically. This planet called Arrakis have indigenous people called Freemen, and they're suffering under the brutal rule of a house called Harkonnen. This reminds me of some things that happening right now from some kind of people. Anyways, in this world there is an emperor who actually like control the whole universe, I don't know. Anyways, he sadly orders House Harkonnen to leave Arrakis and give control to House Atreides. They are a noble family, big family, famous family. They have a lot of power, control, respect. But the head of this family, Duke Leto Atreides, he saw it, he was like, oh, this kind of a trap. You need to know that this planet as itself is actually dangerous, you know? There is a big worms, a lot of heat. Basically the reason that he thought of is that the emperor was actually jealous and scared of Duke growing influence, but eventually Leto accepted and prepared to move to Arrakis with his son Paul and his wife Lady Jessica. And now we have Paul, the actual protagonist, and I would call him protagonist of this whole story, and it's actually the actor that I hate. There is no reason for me to hate him, by the way. I just hated them for no reason. I just noticed that. Well, anyways.
Lululemon.
Look at these kids on their phones.
They don't
bro.
enjoy the moment.
Exactly.
Not like us.
Yeah.
They not like us.
Exactly.
Mustard.
The movie star though was hella good. A lot of visual art. It's actually so good to look at. They talked about some other things. Paul's mother is from this sisterhood. They do things behind doors, controlling the emperor, controlling a lot of things. You will know later, okay? Before they leave to Arrakis, Paul is tested by one of this sisterhood, you know? She put his hand in this like a box thing, and he have to actually handle the pain and not react, or he will die immediately.
Silence.
He actually did it.
Enough.
And I was pissed here because the actor, Timothée, is actually a good actor. I was pissed, not gonna lie. I was like, oh my god, this is actually good. This whole movie is very mysterious. You don't really understand everything that is happening. You don't know who the sisterhood is. You don't even know who the emperor is. You don't even have a clear idea of how Arrakis is. It's way too much mysterious, but somehow it made me more interested in finishing it. It made me like, I wanna know what is going on. Now let's talk about something else. In this whole movie they talk about this promised man that will come and save the world. It's the people of Arrakis that believe in this prophecy, and they call him Al-Mahdi, which is Al-Mahdi is a whole thing taken from the Islamic religion, by the way. I was like, what? They call him Al-Mahdi? Lisad al-Ghayb. That's a literally Arabic word, by the way. It's crazy. I was like, oh. I had more interest in the movie, especially that these terms, they are very strong terms, you know, but we don't really see him in any work of media or anything. This is my actual first time seeing the using of this thing. Most of movies use references from the Bible or some maybe even Buddhist references, but we don't really see it from the Middle East or the Islamic references. We don't really see him. So I was actually interested. I was like, this is a strong reference that you can use in a very good way. Well, yeah, back to the topic. Well, this Mahdi or this promised man, they showed it that it is a fake idea that the sisterhood planted in the head of the Arrakis people. It's like a religious controlling of the people. Even Paul himself know about this, and he himself called himself that he is fake. He did not believe in such thing. Even though that they showed in this movie that he sees some views from the future, we saw a lot of tries of Paul Atreides to build a friendship with the Arrakis people, the Freemen. They start showing slowly who the Freemen is. They told us that they know the ways to survive in this desert. I told you all there's big worms, you will die of heat, you need water, they have them always. And they're so good at fighting. They also slowly show the House Harkonnens, these bold people, they the most basic villains. They are villains, why? Because they are villains, they just want to control, they only use violence to control. They are villains. Why? Because they are villains, basically. You have the big man, the big bold man, and his nephew. He gave the control to his nephew, and his nephew is the villain. Villain. Another thing I did not mention, the spices on this planet, they are so strong, they affect whoever stays on this planet. The biggest effect is that them eyes turn blue, full blue. I told you all, this is the cocaine of this. I'm stopping this joke, it's so bad. You can notice that the promise of the story itself is so huge, big. All of this, they put it in 1 hour, that's how huge it is. So yeah, the movie go, as the head of Atreides thought it was all a trap. One of the actual Atreides have betrayed them. The Harkonnens launched a full-scale invasion with help from the Emperor's elite forces against one family, the Atreides, and they actually destroyed them all. The head of Atreides got captured, and here again, I cannot stop talking about the visuals, by the way. I'm not joking, like here it was so cool. There is one thing that is so cool about this movie that I don't see a lot of people mention, by the way, beside the story, beside the visuals, the sound effect. Holy shit. In the middle of those things, Paul and his mother actually survived, and the place they hide in, he starts to see other visions, again about war, the free man, but one big thing is this massive deaths and destruction under his name.
Get off me! You did this to me! You Bene Gesserit made me a freak!
His acting is actually nice, man. They got out of that. Here you have a whole encounter with the Freeman. They didn't trust them.
Do not run. You will only waste your body's water. Oh.
I love this actor. They just want to kill them to get the water from their body. That's such a good way to represent a character. Anyways, to get them trust, you need to have a fight with some of them. And Paul has to kill him 100%. Like, you need to kill him. There is no way to get out of the fight without one of them dying.
There's no yielding under the Amtal rule. Only death is the test of it.
And yeah, you have this cool fight. It's simple, but I do like it. I always like close fights, you know? And it finished with... Absolutely, like Paul is the protagonist. Of course, he will not die. Yeah, he killed him. They show that this is his first time killing ever. And I would say this is one of the most things that changed Paul's character, and they put it in a good way. And the movie ends with Paul and Jessica accepted into the trip. Paul looks out over the desert, realizing his journey has just begun. His destiny, tied to Arrakis, the spies, and the Freeman, is now fully set in motion. Can you actually believe that this whole movie of 2 hours is actually just half of the book? Literally, bruh, like half of the book. That's why it stopped, you know, it feels like it cut it at the end. And yeah, as I finished it, I just sat there and I was like, this was actually pretty good. Not just like overhyped sci-fi good, like, no, it's actually good. What? People hating this? The visuals alone are on another level. Every frame is cold. I always thought of this, by the way. In making stories, there is always some aspects that you can never turn into stories, especially the world. The world needs to be interesting. That's why you see the world in like Star Wars or maybe Harry Potter or maybe Lord of the Rings. It's interesting. A lot of things that you want to see it. But the world here is actually desert. How actually can you turn that to something that is interesting? Adding the worm is actually amazing. I did saw this since I was like a kid. It's iconic. Every movie that took it, they took it from the book Dune. But it's not enough to make the desert interesting as it itself. The world in Dune is actually pretty boring. This is one of the people's problems. They just say that it's boring because it's just a desert. There is no big towels. There is no magical world. It's just desert in the most realistic way ever. I understand that point though, and I will say that the movie is actually very slow. Most of the movie is just cinematics. There is not that much of talking to begin with. Every time they talk, it feels like it rushed. I must say that the characters are actually like distant, cool on the outside, but you barely get inside their heads. Even Paul, which is the protagonist of the movie, his time screen is actually so little. He's hard to connect with. You understand what happened to him, but you don't always feel it. And yet the movie, they do not answer any of your questions, so the movie expects you to care a little too early. Like you watch the whole movie without explaining anything that you actually interested in. You dropped into royal politics, betrayals, old traditions. They don't stop to explain at all. There is no space to explain this movie. They just keep going and going. There's also this whole chosen one thing. The chosen person is going to lead an entire native population. It's a heavy subject that they didn't build for it that good. They just told you like he is the chosen man, but they stopped talking about it. They kind of like forgot about it for a moment, you know? But still, as I said, it's interesting. So I did immediately watch the second movie and I was not that sure about it, you know? The first movie is good because I never seen these things. Now that I know about them, how can you actually continue to make it interesting? I already seen these bold ass people, I seen the Freeman, I seen all these things. How can you keep up with the hype and the structure of the story to make it more interesting? So I did watch it.
Please, go ahead. Please, go ahead. Yeah. I can't understand a word he's saying.
Dune to start exactly where the first one ended. Paul and Jessica are walking with the Freeman deep into the desert. They represent all the Freeman worlds. They are very much into this prophecy of this man that will save them, but a part of them do not believe in it. Jessica, they took her to see the mother of the Freeman. She was about to die, and they choose Jessica to be the next one. Here I just don't understand why Jessica especially. They gave her the water of life. If you drink it, you will die. If you don't die, you will get, I don't know, superpower of seeing the future. You get these very blue eyes though. She actually survived. And I did not mention one thing, I forgot it, not gonna lie. Yeah, she's pregnant. And this water somehow gave her unborn daughter, Aelia as they call it, consciousness before birth. She's talking, she's explaining, and somehow she's seeing the future. I don't know, I do not understand this part, not gonna lie. From this part, this whole personality of her mother basically changed. She is more distant, more controlled, and she starts overly pushing Paul to fulfill the prophecy of becoming a Mahdi and leading the Freeman to freedom. Paul began his training with the Freeman. He learns their ways, their survival skills, their combat techniques. He earns the respect step by step. Not as a leader yet, but as one of them. He got very close to Zendaya, called Shane in this movie. I think Shane, right? I don't know, I don't remember. But yeah, basically dating her. She is one of the people that do not believe in the prophecies. To this point, by the way, Paul himself do not believe those prophecies. He knows they are tactics of manipulations. He tries to avoid that path, but the more he resists, the more it feels inevitable. I think this is how the movie wants to show it. Anyway, Shani, the girl from his vision, become close to him as I said. They grow attached, really attached. She hates the idea of someone using fate to control her people. This tension builds quietly between them as Paul becomes more important for the female. Meanwhile, Baron Harkonnen puts his nephew, this bold ass motherfucker, Feed Rotha, in charge of the Arrakis. He is a very brutal, unpredictable person. Casual villain, a monster villain. You might say he's overused villain. We saw him in a lot of works, you know. He is the dark mirror of Paul, raised for power, raised to dominate. As I said, at this time, in this exact time, Paul don't want to control anyone. He just wanna survive, and actually, like, he doesn't even really think about revenge. They show him as a very peaceful character, which is weird, you know.
You make a jump scare with the start of, wow, I feel good. No, 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 no. I bet.
In the prophecies, they said that Al-Mahdi, or the Chosen One, will not be one of the Freemen. He will come speaking another language, and he will learn all of them skills, and he will lead them. And all of this happens. The last symbol that actually showed them to the Freemen that believe in the prophecies that he is the chosen man is when he rides a sandworm for the first time. And holy fuck, this is one of my favorite clips of this whole movie. I love it so much. It's like a turning point, and he made it look so cool. You know how? It's actually nice to look at. It's not just symbolic, it's powerful. It's a very smart move, not gonna lie. And now, for the first time, we actually see Paul more confused about what he is. He doesn't want to be the king, the leader, but everything around him is pushing him toward that role. The Harkonnens escalate the violence. The Emperor finally arrives on Arrakis to deal with the situation personally. And here, it fully changed. He went and he took the water of life, which made his eyes more blue. But
hey, no, stop, just calm down, don't do it.
Here his character changed fully. He got back and he changed the system directly. He accepted that he is a Mahdi.
I am Paul Atreides, Duke of Arrakis! Nelissan al-Kaim! Lui di Menaruk Ashidi! Nelissan al-Kaim!
He actually threatens the Emperor and attacked them. In the end, he challenged this bold-ass motherfucker. I don't like him.
Consider what you're about to do, Paul Atreides.
Silence!
It's very interesting, not gonna lie, because for 1 second, I was like, oh, he's gonna lose. What? But at the end, he won. He forces the Emperor to recognize him as the new ruler, but to seal that power, Paul has to marry Princess Irulan, the Emperor's daughter. Even though he loves Chani, he chose power over love. Chani sees it and walks away. And the movie ends with Paul standing victorious, in control of the Empire, and none of the other families accept it, meaning that the biggest war in this universe will start. The prophecy he always tried to avoid is now real, it's happening, he is the one leading it. And as this second movie finished, I was like, this is fucking amazing. You know all the things that I said? The world in Dune is actually pretty boring. I don't even agree with it. People did not understand this movie. First of all, the fucking book is written in the 60s. People who say that the villains are very repetitive, it's because Dune is one of the first books to ever show this type of villains. It's actually clever if you think about it that way. So you're waiting for a writing for our age, but it's not. The book focuses so much on the world, and this explains why there is so little conversations in the first movie, because it takes the most powerful thing of the book, which is the representation of the world, and put it as the best way possible. They took so much time, so much effort. I did talked about this, about how can you make desert look interesting. They succeed. They actually did. It's so interesting. I don't know why. You actually relating to him, and it's so good. I said that one of the best clips of this whole movie is when Paul is riding the worm. If they did not build the world as they were, this clip would not go as hard as it went. They went on a lot of explanation telling you that these worms are very hard, explaining you the ways to deal with them. You need to put the sound things, you need to do a specific walk so they don't not recognize you. In the first movie, one of them nearly killed Paul, one of the most amazing scenes. The focus on the world is so good. I love it for that. And when I said that the characters are not direct, we cannot relate to them, well, in the second movie he changed all that, because we somehow now we relate to the Freemen, we understand them. Especially putting this romantic relationship between Paul and this Freeman girl made you more relating to them. And when I said too that this movie felt so rushed, especially in the conversations, it's because when you take a book and you want to turn it to a movie, there is a lot of things you need to actually discuss before putting them. If you want to put every single detail of the book in the movie, it will be a 5 hours movie. You need to actually squeeze every single important thing and jump over things that are not important, that will not affect your story. And sometimes you need to squeeze again all these important events, and they do not need to take a lot of time, because if they did, it will be boring, it will ruin the movie. So now you have to put them all in this perfect way to make the movie 2 hours. That's why they felt so rushed. It's not rushed. In fact, the movie is actually so faithful to the book. In fact, the book had more details than anything that was in the movie. But as I said, you cannot put everything. And somehow people are annoyed about that thing, which is stupid. No one will watch it if you turn a whole movie into a book, like word by word, and you turn it to a movie. I'm not watching that. If I want a much of details, I will go read the book. Then let me talk about Paul for a second here, because it is quite interesting to me. This reminds me of Star Wars story and Attack on Titan story. In fact, people always put them in the same narrator. So this whole idea of a protagonist that is not a hero, neither a villain, I think the first one to ever do it is this book. Paul is such a unique character if you think that it was made in the 60s. I think even Attack on Titan is actually, you can say that is influenced by this thing, because here the same way that Paul changed is the same way Eren changed. I don't like the way Eren changed in Attack on Titan. I think it's very rushed, it jumped overly. The character in season 3 is way different than the character in season 4. Here in Dune, you can see that it was built in till it showed you who he is really. There's a lot of things that I think they missed, but I think it is the book fault. I don't really understand why they immediately choose Jessica to be the mother of the Freeman. This water, why is it so important? Why is it so affecting? And why Paul drank it and now he fully changed and accepted that he is a Freeman? He said that he sees the future and he actually like planned for everything, even the marrying the daughter of the emperor. He said that the girl, the Freeman, Chani, will understand eventually, meaning that the water basically gave him some vision of the future. I just think that you had other better reasons to fully change the character of Paul. You have this revenge idea, okay? They didn't mention it till the end, till he changed. I think they forgot about this revenge idea till he accepted that he is a Mahdi, and now they're talking about it, explaining why he wanted to attack the emperor, because he found out that they planned to kill his people. I think they could use this in a way better way. It is sometimes rushed. It is. I think this is the biggest negative thing in the movie. The last thing I want to talk about is the music. Oh my god. Oh my god. Oh my god. I cannot stop glazing every track in this movie. I was like, who made this? And then I found out, it's the same man that made the Interstellar. That same man who made the music in Kung Fu Panda. This man never missed. This man never misses. It's so fitting for the movie vibe too. It's so different. I don't know how to explain it. It's the same as Interstellar again. You know, when you hear the theme of Interstellar, you immediately know which movie it is. You immediately know the vibe of it. You know it's space. When you hear the Kung Fu Panda music theme song, you immediately know that it's Chinese and about Kung Fu. It's so vibe fitting. Just the music is enough. I don't need conversations over this masterpiece. Hans Zimmer, this man never miss. It's a very desert vibe. It's creepy. It's very serious tone. It just fits the movie vibe, because that's the movie about. You have this hero that is not a hero, he's mostly a villain. He himself explained to you that if he fulfilled the prophecy, billions will die on his name. And the last thing, the actors are, holy shit, amazing, man. Paul, I apologize, man. This scream explained to me why he was so good for the role. I think he's too skinny. It fitted so much the character. I don't know why. Duke of Arrakis. It's so good, man. Fuck. Even Zendaya, I'm not gonna lie, she had this role. There is of course other things that I didn't talk about. The movie, each movie is 2 hours and a half. Yeah, of course I would not talk about everything. So I'm very excited if there is a third movie. I think this story is so rich, and I think the people who made the movie actually love the story and they nailed it. So therefore, I'm just saying that do not believe people's ideas over this shit. People who said that this movie is boring, it's not. People who said that this movie lack character developments, you you got hit in the head, bruh. Go see a doctor. That was me yapping about one, probably the best movie I've seen this year. I very loved it. I think it's amazing. I think it deserved all the hype. I give it 4.5 stars out of 5. Why not 5? Good question. I don't know.